We are back with more My Southern Home, and I'm here with Adam Wayne, who is Vice President of Business Development for Trace Ventures. And Adam, you've taken us to a house where the family decided to remodel their beautiful home because they love the neighborhood instead of building a brand new home.
That's right. This client of ours had been here for about 20 years, and they were finally decided they'd like to make a change, modernize it a bit. So they got us involved to transform this room.
And it looks a lot different than what it looked like before.
Sure. This room used to be a lot darker. It used to have much heavier draperies, heavy chandeliers, dark cabinets. And they wanted it brightened up. They wanted it modernized, and just to make it a more functional space for them.
One of the nice things about remodeling is you're able to make a home that you bought from a previous family your own. So they have a lot of customizations in here.
Sure, yeah. So they originally bought this house new. It was new construction, but still, when it came time, they were like, let's make this, truly work for us. So a lot of the new cabinets have pullouts, things for mixers, spices. The wall behind you is not just decorative, it's functional. There's pullouts for lots of toys. They have grandchildren, audio video equipment. It's a great space, a multi-function space, and they spend a lot of time in here.
And you mentioned the mixer. You were telling me that this whole project started because the homeowner wanted new appliances.
That's correct, yeah. A lot of times when you're shopping for appliances, things, snowball, and, appliances come in different sizes, and sometimes swapping out that 20-year-old fridge isn't exactly work perfectly, and sometimes when you make that investment, it's time to make a change.
So you talked about making the space their own, and they've really done that with the cypress on the ceiling and the beams and some of the other features in this home.
Yeah, so the Pecky cypress was something that is kind of new to us. It's a very unique material. It's actually a very old cypress trees that have been rotted and actually grew a fungus, and that's what gives them that pecky-ness to them. When we did the ceiling treatment, we had all sorts of different lengths and widths of wood. It was actually like putting together a puzzle. And then, it's wood, so it's brown. So to achieve that white, gray look that you see was a 3-phase process that took about a week to do.
Well, and that's one of the nice things about working with a company like you is you know how to incorporate those type of processes to give the homeowner exactly what they want.
Sure. Sometimes, if you can dream it, we can do it. Sometimes it takes time and a little money, but, we try to give them something that's very livable. Everything that we did in here is very thoughtful. There's pop-up outlets for their devices, just an island that has, storage, where before it was not functional, it took up too much room. We shrank the island down, and now there's room for a kitchen table, a much larger table where they can all sit around and they eat a lot of their meals here. So
you added a lot of flow and functionality to this home when you renovated it.
Yeah, it's a large home. It wasn't exactly cramped, but they had some things that were taking up a lot of space. So by repurposing that island and shifting around some of the furniture and things like that, it really opened it up for them.
So this family had new construction when they first got into this home, decided to renovate.
Right.
What would you say to those homeowners out there that are going back and forth on whether they should go ahead and build that dream home to make it exactly what they want, or to renovate the space that they're in to meet their new needs?
Well, there's pros and cons to both, but as a remodeling firm, we see old homes undergo transformations that come out looking new and feeling new and smelling new. A lot of times when people build new, you're sacrificing the neighborhood that you lived in. You have to sell that home. More than likely, you'll move to a different neighborhood. you know, there's a lot of change. You know, I would encourage people to look at remodeling as reinvigorating and giving life to something that they love and they know, and we can do it, and it feels good.
And the thought of that is kind of scary, right? Because change is scary, and you don't know how long the process is going to last, especially if you're dealing with a kitchen like we did here. And I know every situation is different, so it really depends on what you're doing to the home. But what does a project like this, you know, the time investment involved?
You know, something like this took about 3 months.
Okay.
You know, it's one room. It's a large room, though. You know, things, you know, have to go in a very specific order. You know, it's like not like we can come in here, tear it out in a night and put it back. What you see on HGTV very rarely is true. You know, cabinets, for instance, sometimes custom cabinets like these take 6 to 8 weeks. So we try to plan the project schedule so that we're not tearing out a house or tearing up a kitchen and waiting around for cabinets. So scheduling is very important, and you know, and then we just go follow the bouncing ball after that.
Well, thank you so much, Adam. We really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
We'll be back with more My Southern Home in just a moment.